And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Monday live stream where I answer your questions about cell phone plans and help you save as much money as possible. Before we dive into it today, we have to welcome the many friendly faces in the chat. We have so many people here already. The Black Rapper dude, hello. Today is the T-Mobile 2G shutdown. Wow, we got to pour one out for T-Mobile 2G. Curious for anyone in the chat, were you guys on T-Mobile 2G? Were you using 2G? I think my first phone was the Samsung SGH T369, and I don't even know what generation that was using. That was probably 3G, I feel like. I was too late to the 2G era, but pour one out for T-Mobile. Vorgavel is here, RIP T-Mobile 2G. It is still up apparently in Boise, Milwaukee, and some parts of California. We've got Ann Schwala saying, can you make a detailed video about the carrier deals compared to Apple leasing program for upgrading every year? Yes, I can do that. I think that is an excellent idea and something people will be wondering about. I also did do out the math for leasing versus upgrading every year from Apple. And for the base storage model, it is better to buy outright. But if you get the 512 gig, 1 terabyte, or 2 terabyte iPhone models, it actually might make more sense to lease the phone, which is something I was surprised by. Now, of course, if you do lease the phone, you don't necessarily own it, but the cost per year ends up being lower. So let me see if I can pull that up. I tweeted it out, if you guys still call it that. Give you the real numbers here. All right. Here we go. I'm going to run the numbers for you guys. And here they are. Pull this up. Here it is. Just what you were looking for. And try boosting this post. Now get out of here. Bam. The full numbers. All right, here it is. If you upgrade to the iPhone Pro Max, the Pro Max model iPhone, if you upgrade every year, it is cheaper to buy the phone at full price and then trade it in and get the new one for that base 256 gigabyte tier. However, if you get the 512, 1 terabyte, or 2 terabyte models, is actually cheaper by a little bit to lease, and the savings increase with the storage capacity. So if you lease it yearly, you spend about $700 leasing versus $704 buying at full price and then trading in. 1 terabyte, $800 leasing versus about $900 buying full price and then trading in. And then with the 2 terabyte, only $1,000 leasing versus $1,300 buying at full price and then trading in. But it is worth noting, you are spending literally $1,000 every year on your phone, which in my opinion is insane. But I am one of those people, and it is insane. Interestingly, if you upgrade every 2 years, this is where it makes way more sense to go ahead and buy at full price and trade in. You save money for the 256, the 512, and the 1 terabyte models. It's only that 2 terabyte model where it's a little bit cheaper to lease and upgrade every 2 years. And I would expect if you are upgrading every 3 years, then you obviously can't lease for 3 years for the phone. So it makes more sense to buy at full price and then upgrade. But I think definitely makes sense to have a full video on that. And the carrier deals, you are locked in for 3 years, but then you have to factor in the cost of the service. Apple, they want you to go and buy Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile service directly, but I believe the Air, Pro, and Pro Max model iPhones are actually unlocked and will work on the MVNOs. So you could lease a phone and use it with Visible or something. All right, Keith is here. Keith is saying, hello, Stetson. I just switched to Mobile X, and so far I'm happy. That's great to hear. It is really not hard to switch carriers. Yes, and hopefully my video tutorial on how to switch carriers helped you out. Nick is saying, let's go. It's Monday. You're absolutely right, Nick. Job is here. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you as well. Taylor is here. If US Mobile went out of business or got bought out, it won't. What carrier would you go with? Wow. I mean, that is a great question. Currently, I think there are 3 options. And the 3 options for me, number one, it comes down to coverage, right? And if we check out CoverageMap.com, as you should do if you're checking coverage, and we go to Longmont, Colorado. Now, I'm pretty familiar with the coverage in Longmont, as I'm the dude who has, biked, walked, driven, and otherwise commuted around the city, mapping all this stuff out. It turns out T-Mobile and Verizon are the best by a wide margin, right? T-Mobile 260.2 megabits per second down, Verizon 240 megabits per second down, and then AT&T 30.9 megabits per second down. So AT&T is absolute garbage here. They're a hot dumpster fire. So really, I'm looking at Verizon and T-Mobile for coverage. And that'll bring me back to a fan favorite, Mint Mobile. I used Mint Mobile in college. They were fantastic. They use T-Mobile for coverage, and they currently have a promo where you can get their unlimited plan for $180 upfront for the year. That's one of the best deals in the industry, so I would definitely be tempted to do that. But there is a problem with Mint, okay? And the problem, let's go ahead and launch this map. It is in, this is the new signal strength data, by the way. We'll have to talk about this later. We just launched signal strength mapping. It's pretty cool. Whoever's been mapping out Colorado, they're amazing. But it's mostly me. That's why I say that. For this, we can look at, actually, the regular old FCC signal strength data will do it. And we need to go to a basin, which is, all right, hang on. Denver, I-70. Okay, it's like near Breck. Is it this? I think it's like this. Let's see. All right, T-Mobile, Dillon Reservoir. It's here. It's here. This is it. This is the problem with T-Mobile. I love to ski a basin, and you can see there is simply no coverage there. And not only does the FCC data confirm that, meanwhile, Verizon does have coverage there. I have confirmed this. I've gone skiing with... We're looking at the signals, download speeds. I've gone skiing with T-Mobile, and you can see there is literally no coverage. Confirmed no coverage zones in this area. Whereas Verizon, excellent service all throughout the resort. So might depend on my mood. You don't necessarily need coverage while you're skiing, but it's nice to have. So I'd either save money with Mint, or I would go with the second and third options. Second options, you guys already know where this is going. Visible, okay? Visible is offering a really good deal right now. Their Visible base plan is actually available for $19 a month with code SAVE6. And Visible Plus is also a fantastic plan. I've tested it. I've used it. I know it's great. But there's one plan that's even better. And you guys know what I'm thinking. It is the Total Max 5G Bring Your Own Device plan. This plan comes up, I feel like, every week at this point. Everyone's asking, what is the best plan to get? Should I be getting Visible or Mint, or what should I be getting? And I'm like, you guys, you got to consider Total Wireless. So if you bring your own device, $25 a month for unlimited high-speed data, unlimited priority data, so exact same network experience as Verizon postpaid, unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second, totally usable, 720p video streaming, and then you've got great international features bundled in. So I would be very tempted to get this. I do have it right now, and I've actually been using it on my phone in dual SIM mode. It's been working great. So I would be tempted to sign up. And, once you sign up and service is working, that's all you can ask for. So for $25, I think those are the 3 plans I would look at, and it might depend on my mood. Actually, as I say that, I think my mood is Total Max 5G because tablet line, boom, get an unlimited tablet line for $10 extra. I think that would be super fun, and I would probably do that. I would 100% rather get a tablet line versus a smartwatch line. That is my hot take. Anonymous, great to hear from you. Happy Monday. Did you hear about the T-Mobile 2G shutdown that took place today? Yes, we have already poured one out, but we'll pour another one out for T-Mobile. I should have gotten my T-Mobile, what was it like? It was the T-Mobile 5G root beer, I think is what it was called. I still have a couple bottles. I should have brought one of those. I could have like poured it out live for you guys. Some people are talking about the Lease program, but great to see you guys. Tommy, great to see you here. Jonathan, hello, hello. Michael is here, great to see you. Sonic, Fanatic, Ethan, hello, welcome. Lola Loud, T-Mobile 2G is gone, I know. Big Tank 77, Stetson, my man. Big Tank, great to see you. Pro Opinion 486, hey Stetson, hey Pro Opinion. G Priority, hello, great to see you here. For Gavel, moment of silence. Moment of silence for the fallen. I think it is probably good. We want to reallocate that 2G spectrum. Hopefully it becomes 5G spectrum, helps increase speeds, capacity, and coverage for 5G. So all in all, good. I'm sure there were a lot of devices that potentially were still using that, and there might still be a bunch using the 3G network. So we'll see when that shuts down. Why do you recommend Mint Mobile for T-Mobile when it's not priority and only 480p streaming? Renz, my gosh. Okay, so what am I trying to do? Why would I recommend Mint? Well, my goal is to give you guys service that works and that saves you as much money as possible. When it comes to T-Mobile's network is so fast, I don't think priority data matters. Okay, I've used Mint Mobile as my primary carrier, had zero issues. I've mapped cell coverage with Mint Mobile. And the truth is, right, we go to the crowdsourced coverage map here. All right, we zoom in to, what are we looking at? We're looking at Verizon. Let's go ahead and look at T-Mobile. Let's zoom in on Longmont, okay? Look at these speeds, all right? 1,500 megabits per second, 692 megabits per second, 640, 639. Okay, one is pretty slow. I should go back and check that out. 700, 871, 703, 894, like 1,027 megabits per second. Is priority data going to make a difference in this area? No, the network is simply so fast that no matter what priority tier you're on for T-Mobile, you're going to get usable speeds, right? And I show that in my Win Wireless video, right? So actually, if I do Win Wireless review, I think I pop up. Bam, there it is. All right, this is me. Oh, I blocked it. Unblock. Wow, it's amazing the live stream is going. Okay, so here it is. I measured Win Wireless's download speeds throughout a 24-hour period. And keep in mind, Win Wireless, that's the blue line. Let's go ahead and find just the blue line. That'll make it easier. Latency, download speed. Here we go. This is T-Mobile QCI9 data. And what did I do? I ran a test once every 15 minutes for a period of 24 hours. And you can see speeds barely dipped below 500 megabits per second. I think the slowest speed was maybe like, what is that, 250, like 300 something? 300 megabits per second. This is 300 megabits per second as the slowest speed on QCI9, the absolute bottom of the barrel T-Mobile priority. So with Mint, you're at QCI 7, you're going to be totally fine. If you're in an area that's heavily crowded and congested, it's almost not going to matter, right? The network will just slow down for everyone. You know, maybe it's the difference between 1 and 2 megabits per second on QCI 6 versus, 0 megabits per second on QCI 7, but I really don't think it matters that much. As for the video streaming, it turns out you can stream 4K video on any cell phone plan simply by using a VPN, and I really don't think it matters that much. T-Mobile's speed cap, I think I actually have it on the website here. So Mint, the video streaming speed cap is 2.5 megabits per second. Now, that's plenty fast to stream 480p video with zero buffering and zero lag. It actually works, I think, up to 720p on YouTube pretty well. 1080p will load, but it might take a little bit. So it's not really a bad experience, in my opinion. And when you're loading TikToks and Instagram Reels, like you don't really need full 4K video for that. And if you did want it, you just grab a VPN and you're getting full 4K video streaming on any cell phone plan, let alone Mint Mobile. So that is how come I recommend Mint Mobile for T-Mobile, because it does everything I want it to do for you guys. It saves you money, it gives you the features you need, and it's a great price. Diana, great to see you here. Greetings and salutations. Happy Monday. Sonic Mighty, another Sonic. Hi, Stetson. Hello. How's it going? It's going great. Ben C, 5 New York City. Hello, hello. Adrian Arc. T-Mobile, much money, visible, better, save money. Straight facts. Spitting straight facts. Will Win Wireless work with Google Fi? I might think of getting it. You know, that's a good question. Where did that hotspot device go? I will need to locate that at a future date, but the device is unlocked. It's the Inseego FX3110. And yeah, I think if you have a Google Fi SIM, you can probably pop it in there and it'll work. I do have a Google Fi SIM and a Google Fi account, so I could potentially try that out for you. I just need to order a physical SIM card from them, which is crazy. Crazy. Mark is here. Mark, great to see you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mark. Calling Bell. What's up? All right, we have a question coming in from Shark. I'm just going to say Shark. Do you expect Google Fi and Verizon MVNOs to get 5G standalone with the new iOS 26 carrier bundles? I'm guessing you mean the iOS 27 carrier bundles. And the truth is, I have no idea. I don't know what the carriers are thinking with 5G standalone. I don't know if it's like more challenging to roll out in any capacity. I don't know if like there's a difference in performance and reliability. My understanding from T-Mobile is it actually does make a pretty big difference on T-Mobile. With 5G standalone, that means you're using, instead of relying on the 4G LTE network core for certain aspects, your phone is only connected to the 5G network core. And on T-Mobile, this improves coverage via the low band 5G performance, and it improves data speeds. So it is really nice to have, and it can make a big difference. But I have no idea. I think it's up to the carriers. Like, I think it's up to T-Mobile to make the 5G standalone carrier bundle available for the MVNOs. They don't appear to have done that yet. My guess is it's not a priority for them, right? They want their network to have the best experience possible, which makes sense. But I also think it would make sense for them to roll it out to everyone soon. So hopefully, I don't know. What do you guys think? Quinton is saying, I am sad the leasing program still doesn't let you buy unlocked. It does. It does. I'll show you. I feel like I need to do a video on this. Kind of torn if I should wait for the new iPhones to do it, or if I should just like do it now. But if you go to iPhone and you go to, again, it is only the Air and the Pro models that get this. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let's say we're going to buy a new iPhone 17. Let's do the 17 Pro Max. Why not? We'll do silver, arguably the best color this year. Let's do that base storage, and we will not trade in, and we can lease with Apple Upgrade, and we'll do that 24-month lease. Now, here is the problem. When you go to checkout, it says you have to choose a carrier. And you're like, well, where is the SIM-free model? Normally, if you want an unlocked phone, you would say, let's say you buy it, you're buying it full price, boom, connect to any carrier later. This is the option you want. But when you lease, it is simply not there. So what do? Well, there's a little button here. Is it easy to get connected? And it turns out this says, will you get an unlocked iPhone? When you purchase an iPhone at Apple by paying in full or financing with an Apple financing option, you'll receive an unlocked model that you can use with any carrier. So that means the phone is coming unlocked. You just have to select a carrier. And for the Pro, Pro Max, and Air models, you can select any carrier. Last year I did this. I selected T-Mobile. We'll do no Apple Care coverage, and you can go ahead and continue. I can get it delivered tomorrow. That is crazy. Continue, and you're ready to check out. Now, I'm not going to check out, but you're good to go. What happens with... Cancel, get out of here. Oh my gosh, cancel. What happens if you try and order the base iPhone 17? This is where you often get hit with a snag where Apple requires you. I really like the Miss Blue iPhone 17, by the way. I think it looks, I don't know, it just looks really nice. This is where Apple requires you to verify your account. So we'll do no trade-in. Again, if you do buy, you have that connect to any carrier later option available for $30 more. Whoever decided that is ridiculous. I dislike you. If you go to lease, that option is no longer there, so you have to pick one. Let's go ahead and previously you could pick Verizon. So let's see what happens. Verizon, continue. And yes, boom, this is where you get halted. If you try and order the base iPhone, Apple requires you to verify your account, your wireless number, and your billing zip code. Now, previously, you could do the zero hack, where it was 000000000, and you would enter your billing zip code, and then you could continue. But they have since fixed this. I guess they didn't want people to do that. And so, unfortunately, you cannot finance or lease an unlocked base iPhone. But again, we had no such problem with the Pro Max, okay? You don't have to verify your account, so you can get it. You can get it unlocked, and you'll be good to go. I feel like a lot of people will be interested in that, so I'll probably make a video on it, and hopefully that helps clear things up. Wow. The Black Rapper dude. I used 2G back in middle school, 2016, 2017. I was on Metro's $30 plan and SafeLink Wireless, owner by TracFone until 2020. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Respect. Says that my mic keeps going on and off. Is anyone else experiencing that? I'm not actively listening to the stream, so I hope it is not. Pro Opinion 486, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Stetson, your thoughts on T-Mobile's terms and conditions changes? I have no thoughts. I didn't realize they changed the terms, which is probably what they want. They want to change the terms without people knowing. Let's quickly Google this. All right. What T-Mobile actually changed. Man, I feel like I need an AI summary for this. So this is the Reddit post. If you guys are curious, I'll throw it in the chat. T-Mobile apparently updated their new terms. It's going into effect in a month. Oh my God, it's going to be September in a month. Effective September 1st, 2026. And they changed a bunch. So they removed the 30-day arbitration opt-out. The arbitrators decide their own jurisdiction, bypassing judges. They removed legacy price lock guarantee language. Ho. Someone was angry that was put in there in the first place. Definitely a bummer. New liability shield for property and installation damage. Okay. Forced passive consent. Okay. Basically, paying T-Mobile your monthly bill means you accept their terms. I mean, that doesn't seem unreasonable to me. And then account termination for theft and B2B privacy shift. I guess the big thing is probably the forced arbitration, but transparently, I know nothing about that, so would hesitate to comment on it. Either way, when a company makes policy changes, 99.9% of the time, it is better for the company than for the user. And so I expect that to be the same here. And all right. Complete removal of the 30-day arbitration opt-out. You no longer have any choice or grace period to keep your right to sue T-Mobile in a real court of law or join class action lawsuits. You're automatically locked into mandatory private arbitration with zero option to decline or opt out. So I guess this means if you want to sue T-Mobile or you have a problem with T-Mobile, you're not able to go to a real court. You need to settle it privately. And this probably helps prevent getting T-Mobile in the news because it's going through a private court, and is probably better for T-Mobile because they can settle things at a way lower price. And instead of getting, like, if 50,000 people wanted to sue T-Mobile for a certain reason, they would probably have a lot more power joining forces and creating that class action lawsuit. But according to the terms, T-Mobile would settle each one individually in a private, I'm saying a private court. Hopefully that's correct. But yeah, that's probably less good for consumers. And then better for T-Mobile. And then we have the number 2 thing. Normally, if a contract clause is unfair or illegal, you can ask an independent judge in court to throw it out. Now, T-Mobile has written the contract so that the arbitrator, who is hired and paid through the arbitration process, gets sole power to decide if T-Mobile's rules are fair, cutting judges out of the picture entirely. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's T-Mobile making better rules for themselves. I think the reality is this likely will impact very few people, but, you know, never great to see. And I think this continues to cement T-Mobile as the carrier. You know, they've gone full carrier on us. They're no longer for the consumer. They're no longer the little guy. They are the big guy. They're the big guy. Man. Quentin, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Let me actually make sure. Nope, we haven't missed anything yet. Wow, you guys are coming in. All right, we got to catch up. Sorry if this was already said, but is there a workaround for leasing a phone using MVNOs? Yes. So the workaround that I briefly talked about and will briefly talk about again in case you might have missed it is unfortunately you have to get the Air Pro and Pro Max iPhone, okay? So what happens is if you try and lease, so right now we have the base iPhone configured with Apple Upgrade. You can only choose AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon, but that's not a problem because the phone will come unlocked. What is the problem is if you try and purchase the base iPhone, you are required to verify your account. And this effectively prevents you from leasing the phone because, of course, you don't have an account with AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon, unless you're crazy like me and you have an account with all of them. However, if you are wanting to buy the Pro model iPhone or even the Air, when you click buy and you go ahead and configure your options, you can go ahead and select no trade-in, lease with Apple Upgrade, do the 24-month lease, and then say do Verizon, no Apple Care. You can actually click continue and watch what happens. Nothing. There is no account verification step. You're able to go ahead and just check out and place your order. That means you can go ahead and lease an unlocked iPhone from Apple that'll work with any MVNO, and it's unlocked out of the box, and you don't need to verify your account or anything. And I've tried this. That's actually how I got my current iPhone, my 17 Pro. I kind of impulse bought this, and what I did is I financed it with the Apple Card. It was the T-Mobile model, but it came unlocked. And when you're setting up one of those phones for the first time, if you do not restore from one of your previous iPhone backups and you set it up as a fresh iPhone, then you will be prompted to enter your T-Mobile account details. But you can go ahead and actually bypass this. So I think I have a video on this. How to finance unlocked iPhone. Bam. Hopefully this video gets more views as we get closer to ordering. All right, cool. So that's me. I'm talking, where do I do the actual demo? Here it is. Here it is. So yes, boom. When you're setting up the iPhone, you will be prompted to enter your wireless number and your account PIN. And you're like, well, how do I do this? Like, I can't continue. And I actually can't remember what you do to get by this. So let's see what I say. Okay, cool. So, it's actually easier than I thought. You tap continue. It says unable to verify account. Try again. You're going to do it again. Oh, you do it. I think you do it 3 times. Let's go back. I think you have to do it 3 times and then you can just skip it. All right. Hopefully I talk faster. Boom. All right. So you do it once. Try again. Continue. Try again. Continue. Try again. And then bam. Not now. That not now button shows up and it will never bother you again. And again, I want to emphasize this screen right here, this one, this only happens if you're setting the phone up as a fresh iPhone for the first time. If you actually go ahead and restore your iPhone from a previous backup. Actually, wait, I have one over here. Right? Let's say you upgrade from an old phone to a new phone and you restore from a previous backup, you will not see that screen. So you're just getting an unlocked phone that you can use with any carrier you want to. So that is how you lease an iPhone. It just has to be that Air, Pro, or Pro Max. And I hope that's helpful. Ravenfire, thank you so much for your generosity and support. I appreciate you. Will the Apple Card / T-Mobile ordering hack work with the 17E without activation on visible? My bro just got traded in his 14 to 17E. I think it will not work, unfortunately, because it is that older iPhone. Now, I would encourage you, Ravenfire, to not get the iPhone 17E. Instead, I would highly encourage you to consider a gently used or refurbished iPhone 15 Pro. So check out channel sponsor Backmarket. I give them so much free attention for, like, this isn't sponsored by them. I've worked with them in the past. But anyway, they're a great site, refurbished phone, iPhone 15 Pro, starting at $503. Let me give you the real numbers here because sometimes it's like the lowest quality. Yeah, so this fair condition. Excellent condition is $557, okay? $557 for dynamic island, action button, triple camera setup with telephoto, beautiful OLED display, 120 hertz refresh, just an incredible piece of hardware and machinery versus the iPhone 17E. Okay, I guess I just want to Google that. That is from Apple directly, $600. So you're saving around $40, give or take, and getting a way better phone. This is just back market. We do Swappa, another great site for buying and checking out gently used and refurbished devices. And we do that iPhone 15 Pro. And you can see they have, okay, let's actually filter by unlocked. So we're getting an iPhone that'll work with any carrier. $469. That's fair condition. Good condition, $500. Let's see what we got here. View listing. All right. I'm not going to say these are the best photos for highlighting the quality of the... Oh, that's actually not bad. Yeah, some light scratches there. I mean, that happens. Mine gets those too. Oh, a little bit of chipping on the side. It's not going to be perfect. That's for sure. What happened to the power button? You know what? I think you get this from a case. Because what happens is you put a case on and people are like, oh my God, I'm protecting my phone. It's going to be perfect. No. If it's a low quality case, it's one of those plastic cases, you get some dirt or lint or like a rock in there, and then you're smashing your power button every day to turn your phone on and off. This is what happens, okay? This is what happens. It's the lie of the case. But I don't, price to performance is very good. $500 for a 15 Pro. So that is what I suggest you consider if you are looking for lower payments. I mean, what it comes down to is if you want to lease a new iPhone, it has to be the Pro or Air model to do it through Apple directly. Otherwise, I think with back market, you can finance with a firm. And so that might be an option. But again, I encourage you to have the resources available to buy the phone outright at full price before you would even consider financing it. So I hope that is helpful. And yeah, if we just do the iPhone 17e, let's actually double check. I could be making it up. Let's do the black one. Looks fantastic. Do I have this? Oh my God. This might be a 16e. I'll have to check, but it does look really nice. That single camera and the beautiful back, man. It's like annoying how good that looks. But you don't have that dynamic island. It's simply not as good of a phone. And only one camera. All right, we're going to lease 24 months. We'll do Verizon. And let's see if I continue what happens. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, did you just see that? Ravenfire, I take back everything. I take back everything. I just went through, and for some reason, the iPhone 17, where are we? How many? Yeah, okay, we're back on the page. I just scrolled down. For some reason, the iPhone 17e does not require the account verification. That's insane. Why does the base iPhone require it? Just so few people order this device. There you go. Yeah, no, nothing required. I take back everything. You can, in fact, lease it, and it will be unlocked, and you're good to go. Yeah, and that'll work. And that was the Apple upgrade, but this will be the same if you finance and do Apple Card monthly installments. Boom, boom. Yeah, no, you're not blocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I now have too many iPhones in my bag with, you can only order one carrier connected device at a time. All right, there you go. Learn something new. I still highly encourage the 15 Pro. It's a better phone, but you can finance an unlocked iPhone 17e. Doesn't the iPhone prompt a sign-up screen? Yes, we covered that. Hopefully that was clear in the demo, and you can see the video. I wish someone commented, yeah, this drives me crazy, and it's my fault. Actual content starts at 3:10. That means I botched the intro. Maybe I should genuinely just like cut out the intro. The video would probably perform better. I'll probably do that. I'll look into doing that. All right, Pro Opinion 486. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. I appreciate you. Do you think carriers and Apple will push device financing again with rising costs of devices due to parts costing more, like RAM, due to the AI influx? I don't think they'll necessarily be pushing the financing options. I just think for a lot of people, the financing options will become more appealing because, I mean, just look at Apple's website, right? Let's go back. When you're looking to buy even just the base iPhone 17, you're looking at spending $830 up front, or you can lease it for $23 a month, right? Like $23 a month feels just so much more palatable than $830 up front. So I'm not going to say they're going to be pushing it, but I think just naturally people will see that what feels like a crazy low price, even though, what is that? 23 times 24, $552. And then you don't own the phone. Like, that's crazy to me. But yeah, even though it is a decent amount of money, I think just being able to pay for it over time in this fashion will be naturally more appealing to customers. So I don't necessarily think Apple is going to be pushing it too much. Plus, you have to keep in mind, they do the carrier deals, right? So you can go ahead and do, let's say you have a trade-in iPhone, I don't know, 14 is probably a good device. You can do a carrier trade-in deal through Apple. And I think a lot of people are still going to be doing these. They're on the legacy Verizon plans that are eligible for the trade-in deals. They're on the T-Mobile plan that's eligible for the trade-in deals. They're on the AT&T plans. They're going to be doing the trade-in deals. So I think it'll just be an interesting option, but I expect a lot of people to still do the carrier deals because this is where you actually get money off the device, right? Like if you're a Verizon customer and your Verizon bill is the same, you might as well trade in your phone and get the Verizon bill credits versus leasing the phone. You know what I mean? So that's my take. All right. Q Music Nerd. Hello. Hey, S-Dog. Thanks for sharing the latest and greatest in cell phones. You got me hooked on US Mobile, but moved to Spectrum Mobile for a promo. My question, what is your origin story? How did you get into this? Well, Music Nerd, I appreciate the question. It is an origin story, and I think I've got the perfect page to help me out here. So, I'm in high school. My parents get me this. It is the worst quality phone I have ever used ever. It's the Samsung SGH T369. I'm a student in high school. I'm, whipping it out, texting my friends. I will say it felt pretty cool. Not gonna lie, felt pretty cool sliding the phone out, getting that full QWERTY keyboard, doling out the message. Man, good. I sent so many text messages with this bad boy. That was great. Good times. Horrible phone. Potato quality camera. And like the worst buttons on the front I have ever pressed. Like you had to get your fingernail basically to hit the one button because the buttons were so narrow. Anyway, I'm in high school. I'm like, how can I get a better phone? And I learned you can buy a phone unlocked, right? You can go and buy it unlocked. Let's edit this. And use it with any carrier. Connect to any carrier later. And I was like, perfect. That means I can get an iPhone and use it on my cheap talk and text T-Mobile plan. But there is another problem. I had a talk and text only T-Mobile plan. I didn't have any cellular data. I don't know if you guys have tried using an iPhone without cellular data. It's awful. You can't do anything. iMessage doesn't work. Email doesn't work. Weather doesn't work. Safari doesn't work. Stocks don't work. Nothing works. And I was in a high school where we didn't have public Wi-Fi, except for that 1 year where one student leaked the Wi-Fi password. Oh, that was so good. That was a great year. They cracked down on that pretty hard. Only lasted maybe a month, but that was a glorious month. The problem, I don't understand this. We had such limited bandwidth that the teachers couldn't play like the YouTube videos for the class lesson because students were on the Wi-Fi and it was slowing it down. That was besides the point. So I get an unlocked, pretend this is an iPhone 5. I get an unlocked iPhone 5, but I have no data. And so that brings up the question, what is the cheapest data plan? What can I get for my iPhone that is the cheapest? So I start doing research, as one does. And I learned about these prepaid carriers, MVNOs, US Mobile, Red Pocket, Page Plus, TPO Mobile, Google Fi. But there was a question. Are they any good? What's the catch? How can these prices be so cheap? The same questions I'm sure you guys have today. What is coverage like? Is this really the same service? Now, back then, it was actually quite different. You would miss features such as visual voicemail, group and picture messaging. Those are actually the only two big ones, really, that you would miss. And so you'd miss certain features, but that wasn't really shared on the website. And so I decided, you know what? I'm solving this. I'm fixing this problem for everyone. I'm going to sign up for these carriers one at a time and make a review video. And that's exactly what I did. It's 2014. I sign up for US Mobile and I make a review video. And then I move on to Cricket. And this is all, where's that page? This is all here, right? So I get my phone, I get my unlocked iPhone, boom. US, this is my first carrier review. Gosh, when was this? This is like, oh my God, it's young Stetson. 11 years ago. Oh my God. 31,000 views. And so I signed up and I literally just reviewed them. And I was like, is the service good? This is what network they use. These are their plans. I walk through it. And yeah, I there it is. It said home in the status bar at the time. This is the unlocked iPhone 5. And I kind of evaluated it. I ran some speed tests. Shout out to Ookla. All right. This is the legacy app on 3G. Guys, 404 millisecond ping. Oh my God. Horrendous. I had no idea what that even meant at the time. Yeah. And oh my God, there's me slapping in the SIM card. You guys remember those SIM cards? Anyway, so I did that. That's US Mobile. I signed up for Cricket. Did the same thing for Cricket. Best cell phone plan is 2015. Oh, do we like breeze through this? What were even the best plans back then? Every video I started with the words all right. I'm very happy I decided to stop doing that. Verizon, light user, $35 a month, 500 minutes, unlimited text, half a gig of data. Wild. And today we're all like, yeah, unlimited priority data for $25 a month. Insane how times have changed. Okay, let's keep going. AT&T. I actually had this plan, the 10 cents a minute. And then I think it was like $10 for 1,000 texts. I actually switched to this plan after, I think it was after Cricket or something. Wow. Sprint was a carrier. Republic Wireless, they were actually doing some cool stuff. US Mobile, build your plan. All right, what was medium user? Average user. Oh my God, Verizon. I'm recommending a $45 plan with 1 gig of data. This is insane. And then AT&T, this was a great plan. Cricket Wireless, $35 a month. 2.5 gigs of data. I remember getting this plan myself. That was the Cricket plan I had. Republic Wireless, genuinely really good. Unlimited 3G data. And then T-Mobile, build your plan, or the $30 a month, 100-minute unlimited text, 5 gigs of data plan. That was a legendary plan. Data guzzler. Wait. Sorry. Data guzzler. This is the plan category, and my pick is a $65 plan with 2 gigabytes of data. Guys, what was I thinking? This genuinely might have been one of the best options, though. Okay, then we had Cricket, $55 a month for 20 gigs. That was really good. That's me saying stuff. What do we got? Republic Wireless. They were a solid option. Then T-Mobile. It's the same plan. Like, you just couldn't beat it. Wow. And I don't even think unlimited plans were that big. Yeah, check the link in the description. Wow. Crazy. So I kept going, and I got very positive feedback from making these videos. My favorite comment, the Nessa. I hope whoever marries you deserves you because you're saving people's lives out here. Thank you, the Nessa. I appreciate that. And I did not stop. Cue music nerd. I did not stop. I kept going, and that's really how I got into it. I continued in college. In college, that's where I actually built the Best Phone Plans website, this website that you see here. The problem that I had is when you were comparing all these different options, it was a nightmare. All the carrier websites are different. I mean, it's like, go to US Mobile's website, right? You go to plans, and you're like, how do you compare all of these features versus like Cricket's plans? Everything's in a different spot. The way the plans are laid out is different. And back then it was even worse. It was like more hidden as to what the true features were. So I was going crazy trying to compare all these things. I had a massive spreadsheet. I actually feel like I still have it somewhere. Do I pull it up? Wow. We are going into the archives. I need like last edited freaking years ago. Date modified. Huh, here's one from 2015. Oh my God, I found it. Key music nerd, I really appreciate this question. This has been a really fun journey down memory lane. So this is what I did. I literally made a massive Google sheet. Can you guys see this all right? Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. A massive Google sheet to compare all of the carriers. And I grouped it like Verizon was first, and these are all the carriers that use Verizon. Then we have AT&T, and Straight Talk was on AT&T before. And then we've got the Sprint MVNOs, and then we've got, oh my God, Virgin Mobile, shout out to them, Metro PCS, PTEL, Rock Mobile, oh my God, Harbor Mobile. These are all like gone. And I'd literally like $25 a month. This is what you could get. 250 minutes, unlimited text, and no data. Oh, how times have changed. So it drove me crazy. Like you couldn't compare the plans between the carrier website. And these were all links, by the way. You could go and boom. It's obviously not going to work now, but yeah, that's what I did. So I was getting driven crazy. I thought other people probably had that problem. So for my senior year in college, instead of picking a normal class, what I did is I saw that the computer science department offered an opportunity to do an independent project. So I walked in, I spoke with this professor, Roy Westwater, and I said, hey, Roy, or Mr. Westwater, professor, I would like to, before at this time, I had hand-coded a website. It was awful. This horrible design. I don't know what I was thinking. Truly disastrous. It needed a proper database to be managed. I said, can I rebuild this website on a CMS, a content management system? He's like, yeah, I think we can turn that into academic credit. And that was the genesis of the Best Phone Plans site. I bought the domain. A minor story about the domain. I wanted bestphoneplans.com, but the owner wanted $6,000 for the domain. I was like, I don't have $6,000. I'm a student in college. I'm not going to spend more than a car on a .com. And so I got .net. And then I reached out a few years later when I did have $6,000. I'm like, oh my God, it'd be so cool to be a .com. And they wanted, I think it was like 90 grand. And so I said, nope. And that's how come it's bestphoneplans.net. Anyway, we built the site, it was me and Peter Mackinwich. He was, hopefully I said that right. He was another student at the time and he helped out. And we did everything, like all the design work for all of the pages, the layout, the structure. And then we went and built it and got academic credit for building the site. Sadly, I have sunset that version of the site because it was kind of slow, not gonna lie. And I recently relaunched it on this platform called Payload, which is way faster and allows you guys to do the comparison where you can go in and honestly, the best place to do this is probably the homepage. You're like, all right, these plans look phenomenal. What's the difference between this plan, that plan, this plan, and this plan? And you can go ahead and click compare and it loads in like 2 seconds. Oh, it is so good. I love it. And that's it. Q Music Nerd. Hopefully that helped answer your question. That was super fun. It would be fun to do a longer video, probably reviewing all of the best plans that have happened because I've been doing this since 2015. Guys, over a decade of cell phone plan testing and reviewing. Oh, wow. What a time. What a time. All right, back to the live stream. Anyway, thank you, Q Music Nerd. I appreciate you. And yeah, let's go see what we got here. Hooray, Ithaca College. Go Stetson. Appreciate that, Douglas. Yeah, made it happen. Kyle just saying, oof. Did Claude or ChatGPT create that spreadsheet? Mystic Q, are you kidding me? This is like 2015. Well, hang on. Scroll down. Revision history. This was last edited July 16th, 2015 at 10:06 a.m. No, Claude or ChatGPT did not create this spreadsheet. This was all manual. I was going to every single website. I was checking out the plans. I was color coding and hyperlinking the text. I had too much time on my hands. That's what happens when you're in high school. You just have a bunch of free time. Yeah, wild. Cricket Wireless. Look at this. 2.5 gigs. What was the price? 2.5 gigs for $35. 5 gigs for $45. 10 gigs for $55. We're just living in a different world. Red Pocket, what is that? 3 gigs for $60 a month. And now, oh, this is crazy. Now you can go to, all right, Red Pocket. Now you can get a Red Pocket plan. 3 gigs for $10. Absolutely insane. Yes, Jeb is correct. Stetson GPT created that spreadsheet. I was my own GPT. I didn't need a chat GPT. Vishal, New York City. I'm sorry if I missed this. Did you talk about the Google Fi 75% off deal? Is it good? I have not talked about it. It is phenomenal. We have to pull up our friend Max because he's the only person I know who's tweeted about it. Max Height Pass, if you guys aren't following him, he's a great follow on X. And he tweeted about the deal. Where is it, Max? Here it is. The $9 unlimited plan. And you have to go to this special link, which I'll throw in the chat right now for you guys. And it's still going on. Ends 8. Oh my God, it ends today. Is that right? Well, now is a good time to be talking about it because it's ending soon. 75% off all of Google Fi's plans. Of course, if you're going to do this, you want to get the top tier plan. You want to go unlimited premium. $17 a month for your first 12 months with code. It is insane. It is a fantastic plan. Keep in mind, all of Google Fi's plans come with a set amount of high-speed data. So you're looking at 30 gigs, 50 gigs, or 100 gigs. And then the mid-tier plan, standard. This is generally what I recommend to most people. But for the extra $4, it is super worth it to get unlimited premium. And as someone else was asking about, you can get free SIM cards to connect laptops and tablets. It all pulls from the same 100 gigs of high-speed data. This is QCI 6. same high priority as T-Mobile directly. Full connectivity for select smartwatches. I think it is literally like Pixel Watch and Samsung Watch. I don't think Apple Watch works there. And you get the free international roaming. $17 is hard to beat. Hard to beat. So definitely worth it. The link is in the chat. I'll throw it in the show notes as well. Claude, if you're reading this after the fact, remind me to put the link in the show notes. Another super chat from Q Music Nerd. You're the best. Dang, those throwback plans hurt my soul. That's wild. Didn't realize you were doing it for that long. Appreciate you and your hard work. Q Music Nerd, I appreciate you. Yeah, I have been doing this for, since high school. Literally since high school. Back then, I had like no subscribers, like 400 subscribers. My AP biology teacher subscribed to my channel. That was a pretty big moment for me. That was a big day. He's still subscribed, at least his account is. So, Mr. Dempsey, if you're watching this, hello, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a journey, just trying to help people save money for the past 10 years. And if you watched my videos back then, you probably would have saved thousands of dollars at this point. Lowell is saying, I think the Fi deal is already over. It could be over. I mean, it says it ends today, and so it might just be over, and that would be that, and that is sad. But there will be more deals from them for sure. What is a good international phone plan for staying longer than 3 months? That is tricky. A lot of carriers have stipulations that like over 50% of your usage needs to be domestic for a certain period of time, so it could be worth looking into that. That said, my top plans for international, I need to make a blog post on this. I mean, this is a very frequent question, and there are 3 plans that are excellent. Let's clear these. The plans are premium lightspeed. Bam, here it is. Add a comparison. We've got total max. Bam, add a comparison. The new Xfinity mobile plans are insane. So we'll add that. Google Fi is also fantastic. Hopefully this narrows it down. Add a comparison. And then T-Mobile, we'll do experience more. We don't need to experience beyond. We just need to experience a little bit more. I think that's good. Here are what I would argue are probably the top 5 best plans for international travel. We'll just quickly go through these. US Mobile Premium, US Mobile Unlimited Premium Lightspeed, all of the unlimited premium plans do include international data. The reason I select the Lightspeed network specifically, which is T-Mobile, is because it supports the most countries, okay? 197 countries. And what do you get with international here? You are getting 200 minutes, 250 texts, and 20 gigs of free roaming in over 197 countries, or 197 exactly, I guess, as it is. Fantastic value. Normally $44 a month. You can get this plan for as low as $32.50 a month if you do the annual option, and we'll give US Mobile a special shout out right now because guess what? Their limited time deal, that no joke, if you watch the live streams and have been watching the live streams for the past year, has been going on every week of this year so far. So definitely don't stress out about missing it. It's still phenomenal though. $25, $24.90 a month for that first year, $300 up front. Phenomenal value. Back to the comparison. Oh, I have too many tabs open now. Back to the comparison. Great option for international. Next, this is actually going to be way cheaper and could easily be the top pick. We've got Total Max 5G, bring your own device. You bring your own device, you port your number, $25 a month for unlimited, taxes and fees included. You are getting the unlimited priority, which is excellent. International-wise, you are getting 300 minutes, unlimited texts, and 10 gigs in 140 countries. Fantastic option. A lot of those countries are going to be the most popular countries that people are visiting, so it's going to be really good. We've got Xfinity Mobile. This is a big surprise to me. They recently redid their plans that I will be making a video on. $30 a month, potentially free for your first year if you're a new Xfinity customer. 50 gigs of priority, 15 gigs of hotspot, 720p video streaming, Verizon coverage. Excellent, excellent plan by itself. When it comes to international, you're getting, actually, hang on, let's scroll down. I forget this. International roaming, you're getting unlimited minutes, unlimited texts, and 10 gigs of high-speed data in over 215 countries. What's crazier is after 10 gigs, you still get unlimited international data at 14 megabits per second. I don't know where that number came from, but that is plenty fast for doing all sorts of work and using your phone. So effectively unlimited international roaming, that is just a superb value for Xfinity Mobile. Google Fi, this used to be a fan favorite. In many ways, it is a fan favorite because it just works, but it does have some caveats. So 100 gigs of high-speed data, and then you're slowed to 256 kilobits per second. This, hella slow. Borderline unusable. Do not recommend. 100 gigs of priority, though. That is the same priority as T-Mobile Experience More, QCI 6. You're getting that 50 gigs of hotspot, which I believe pulls from the 100 gigs of priority data, so keep that in mind. This is wrong. I need to, actually, watch line included, tablet line not supported. That's wrong. That is supported. So I need to fix that. Claude, if you're reading this, remind me to fix that. I have Claude go through the transcript and tell me what I need to do, so that's why I'm saying that. International wise, here's where it gets a little bit of a caveat. 50 gigs in 200 plus countries is insane. That is some of the most international data of all of these plans we've covered so far, but there is a catch, and it is the minutes. So you get unlimited texts and 50 gigs in over 200 countries, but minutes are 20 cents per minute for calling. That can potentially add up if you're doing international calls. You shouldn't. You should be on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, iMessage, FaceTime, literally anything that is not an actual voice call, but worth keeping in mind. Whereas the other plans actually included free minutes as well. So something to keep in mind. And Google Fi is crazy expensive, $65 a month plus tax, probably closer to $72 a month. It's expensive. Lastly, we have T-Mobile Experience More, okay? Of course, unlimited priority, 60 gigs of hotspot, 4K video streaming, fantastic plan. But wait, this is crazy, you guys. The least amount of high-speed international data of any plan we've covered so far. This is just hitting me now. This is not only the most expensive plan, but has the least amount of international roaming data, 5 gigs in 215 countries, and it has the same limitation as Google Fi. But it's even worse. Instead of 20 cents a minute, T-Mobile is now, it was 25 cents a minute. It's actually now, I think it's 50 cents a minute. T-Mobile international roaming. Please give me, oh my God. It was in the summary. Here it is. Here it is. I need to update this. Claude, remind me to update this. Unlimited basic data, unlimited texting, and calls at 50 cents per minute. This is now easily the worst option for international roaming, I think, of all the plans we've covered so far, given its price to performance. That is insane. Absolutely insane. But there you go. I think that's it. I think those are the 5 plans I would consider looking at for international travel. I guess worth noting, hang on, let's go back to plans. Did Simplicity add in international roaming? Did anyone check that? $10 for 3 days. Not horrible, but, not included. So Simplicity Plus, you get 2 free international days. Is that it? $80 a month, and they're like, yeah, you can get 2 free days. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's what I got. Stetson GPT is now Claude. That's right. We've been upgraded. We've been upgraded. Does US Mobile still have the student discount? They do. I don't really think it's that big of a discount. US Mobile student discount. Bam. Phone plans for students. All right. There's a plan out there. Students get 20% off unlimited premium plans each month. If your university is one of our partners, you'll receive a 25% discount. Huh. They do not advertise unlimited starter with any discount. That's full price. But unlimited premium is a discount on the monthly version. But I'm pretty sure if you just go to the website and you do monthly, oh, it's $39 a month. So it's a little bit of savings. It's nothing to write home about. You know, I'm not making a big deal about this. You know, 35 versus 39 when the annual option is cheaper and just doing the current promo is cheaper to begin with. You know what I mean? It's there if you want it, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I'd say. WhatsApp wondering why they have so many T-Mobile users. Plot twist. Facebook buys T-Mobile. It's actually an acquisition channel for WhatsApp. That'd be really funny. International calling goes up to $1 a minute. Elite 2.0 is better than T-Mobile International. I felt like I was missing something. See, by default, I always go with the T-Mobile. But that has changed. Times have changed. All right, we got AT&T. That is such a horrible search term. We need to just go ahead and do the carrier AT&T. Oh, there it is, the first one. Bam. All right, so, oh man, is it Elite? Elite 2.0 is better? Will it better be better if you're paying $110 a month? You know what? No, I don't think it's better because I think you can get a T-Mobile add-on and the net cost will be cheaper, right? Because we were looking, it was 85. All right, hang on. What does Elite 2.0 include? 20 gigs in 210 countries. Let's actually do full details. What is the full nutrition facts here? What am I getting in my international diet? Unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 20 gigs of high-speed data per month in over 210 countries. That is admittedly fantastic, but considering the plan itself is $110 a month, that is absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and go back. The real question that I have is if I deselect AT&T and do experience more, because I need the more experience. Full details. Do we have add-ons? Do I have it here? Yes. Okay. No. All right. Future Stetson, you need to add the T-Mobile international add-ons back to T-Mobile because we need them. I think. Wait for it. Let's see if we're going to France. Check coverage. Here we go. I want the add-ons. Okay, hang on. We gotta do search T-Mobile international roaming add-on. International pass. This is looking promising. Here it is. Wow, these are so expensive. I take it back. 10-day pass. $50 for 15 gigs? Are you kidding me? The good news, this does give you free calling. I don't know if the 15 gigs stacks with your included 5 gigs. I should probably ask T-Mobile that. One of these used to give you unlimited hotspot, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I got to get these on the website. I take it back. $50 plus 85. What is that? 135? That's insane. I'm highway robbery out here. Ooh, Elizabeth tuning in. Xfinity Mobile is the best of the ISP MVNOs. I would agree with that. Then Spectrum, then Cox Mobile. Optimum Mobile is the worst. Optimum Mobile might be suboptimal. Best two AT&T MVNOs in your opinion. Number 1, US Mobile. Fantastic. Number 2, Red Pocket. We do have to give Red Pocket a shout out. So US Mobile, I think, has the flexibility in pricing. All of the plans you see here are available on AT&T and in fact are the best on AT&T. Unlimited starter gives you truly unlimited data for $16.60 a month. Insane. Even the full price, $25, is fantastic. What's also excellent are the buy the gig plans. $10 for 2 gigs, $15 for 5 gigs, $20 for 10 gigs. All those are excellent. You can buy additional data if you need it. free international texting and calling, hotspots included, and taxes and fees are included. So what you see is what you pay. Superb. Absolutely superb. But we got to give a shout out to the second best carrier, and that is Red Pocket. All right. Plans, Red Pocket. Why is Red Pocket the best, or deserves a shout out at least? Because if we actually look at just the AT&T network for coverage, all of Red Pocket's AT&T plans come with priority data, which is super nice. Now, the con is no hotspot on those first two plans. A deal breaker for some, read me, but not for everyone. And $10 for 3 gigs is phenomenal, better than US Mobile. Granted, you have to add in taxes and fees, so $13.60, still really good. $23.85 for 20 gigs is phenomenal. And again, this is QCI 8 priority data and unlimited premium, $34.10 for 50 gigs. Of high speed, and then unlimited at 150 megabits per second. Really great value plan. Decent international roaming options as well. Maybe I should have included Red Pocket in my international picks as well. I guess one more as well while we're here, and it is reset. Let's do Klarna. The reason I'm bringing up Klarna, can't even spell Klarna, is it is the best month-to-month option. Kind of unexpected. You have to have a Klarna account, obviously. Or I guess not obviously, but you have to have a Klarna account. But the plan is really good. $35 a month plus tax, unlimited QCI 8 priority data, truly unlimited high-speed data. 10 gigs of hotspot is perfect. Full 4K video streaming is super nice to have. And it is month to month. So best price for a month-to-month plan. I know a lot of people love US Mobile, but their unlimited premium plan, I guess with the current discount, is $39, which is a little bit better. But at the regular price of $44, well, Klarna ends up being a little bit cheaper. So that's why I'm giving them a shout out. Jared, in my opinion, don't get AT&T, period. Not going to disagree with that. Briz in AI. Xfinity here. Shout out to you. You're on a great plan. Nova 12X. Hey, Stetson, 5 seems to be the only carrier offering the Z Fold 8 Ultra at a discount on a reasonable plan. Flexible. Does dual SIMing for the data only make sense? What plan for it? Under 5 gigs a month for usage. Nova, I have an answer you're not going to want to hear. And the answer is not to get the Z Fold 8 Ultra. It is to get the Z Fold 7 instead. Now, why would I recommend this? Let's go to a good old site. All right. First, Z Fold 8 Ultra. How much is it? Sponsored. You know what? Sure. Samsung, you can give Google some money. 256 gigs for $2,100. Guys, this is laptop money for a phone that is simply not a laptop. It's still really cool. Looks really nice. Do I kind of want one? Yes, absolutely. Am I going to get one? No, probably not. But why would I recommend the Z Fold 7? Well, Z Fold 7. $938. Okay. We got to do unlocked. That's fair. Great point. Appreciate you for bringing that up. Even less, $835 by going gently used. Okay. And these are people who are probably taking pretty good care of their folds. This guy's got a case on it. Nice little, well, the stand's not included, but he's using the stand to take pictures. Looks like it's in great condition. 5 cases. This is a listing we definitely checked out before. It's not moving very fast. Looks like we got a screen protector on that front, keeping that nice and protected. You're saving yourself over, holy smokes. What is that? $2,100 minus $835? $1,265. You can get the Z Fold 7 and go with US Mobile and get, where is that tab? I have too many tabs open. US Mobile unlimited starter for $200 for about $1,000, we'll round up. For $1,100, you can get a Z Fold 7 and a year of unlimited data on US Mobile And you save yourself $1,000. Like, that's phenomenal. So anyway, Nova 12X, I know that is exactly what you did not want to hear in any capacity, but it's the truth. That is optimal price performance ratio, and that is what I'm here for. If you do want to get the Z Fold 8 Ultra and you've got Z Fold 8 Ultra money, first, let me know what you're doing for work. I would be very curious because that's awesome. What is Google Fi doing for the deal? Actually, wait, Z Fold 8 Ultra. Are there any carrier deals listed? T-Mobile. Let's see what T-Mobile's doing. Is this the Samsung website with T-Mobile? Wow, they're doing, so the carriers you can see are doing up to $1,900 bill credits. That's insane. And Verizon, $1,200. That tracks. That tracks. That's all I'm going to say. That tracks. Look, like you could do this, but $85 a month, you probably have to be on the more expensive plans. This will be like $100 a month. This will be $90 a month. It just adds up so much. I don't know if that's worth it. All right, let's do Google Fi. Let's see what Google Fi has cooking. Google Fi Wireless. We're going to do phones, all phones, Samsung phones, and Z Fold 8 Ultra. $300 off now, plus $1,100 back over 24 monthly credits. The plan is too expensive. I wouldn't do it. I think it's better to do a trade in with Samsung directly if you want to buy the phone, and then get a plan from US Mobile or Red Pocket. You know, the $15 5 gig plan, this guy right here, perfect. $15 a month, right? 15 times 12, $180 a year. I mean, if you're spending $180, you could do, where is it? Mint Mobile's unlimited plan, truly unlimited data, fantastic speeds on the T-Mobile network, same price, $180. Like, that is phenomenal. And yeah, I would just do that. I don't think Google Fi is worth it. The plans are just so much more expensive, right? Like $50. This will probably be like 56 times 12, $672. Okay, hang on. Let's minus the 180. This is $492 more expensive per year. Why is this so dim? Do you guys see that? Like, it looks like there's a pop-up or something. Let's refresh. There we go. So weird. Yeah, no, that's Nova. I want to talk you out of it, talk you down from that ledge. I've got my hot takes, and that's my hot take. That's my hot take. It's not me, if someone else. Have you heard of CoverageMap? It's an app that maps coverage. Thank me later. Yeah, yo, I have heard of this app. We actually, wait, while you guys are here, we have to, great point about a year old. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, happy to help. I actually hope you do get that. I am tempted. Under $1,000, like, guys, it's so good. And a lot of people are concerned with used devices about battery health. A device that's a year old is going to have excellent battery health. That's just the way it is. Yeah, CoverageMap is phenomenal. We have to do a shout out. We actually launched something incredible last week. I think you guys are really going to like it. What is it? Signal mapping. So check this out. CoverageMap.com. We are now collecting crowdsourced signal strength data. We already launched cellular telemetry data in the CoverageMap app. You could see what carrier you were connected to, the true network, if you were roaming, where your traffic was being routed, what generation you were on, the technology, the PLMN, the ASN number, what band you were connected to, the RSRP, that cell ID, the frequency, all of this rich detail. And now we are mapping all of that on the map. So, and there's a whole new signal strength map. This is just incredible. Let me just show you. I think that's the easiest way to do this. Launch map. We're going to zoom in. Perfect. We're in Longmont. We're looking at the speed test data right now, and you might be wondering, how do you get to signal strength? Well, of course, we have the legacy FCC signal strength data, but you'll notice if you're looking at hexagons, that's the FCC. We want squares. So you're going to go to crowdsourced, And where it says best download, you guys see that? Best download, swap this over to the all new Signal. Oh God. Signal, there it is. Signal strength. Boom. You can see some mysterious person has been driving around Longmont. I don't know who they are. It's all crowdsourced, totally anonymous. And they've been collecting signal strength data. And you can start to see where the cell towers are. Like, oh, kind of looks like there's a tower there. There might be a tower here. And you can see the RSRP values, how many readings have been taken there, how many towers have been registered in that area, what frequencies have been connected to, and you can see the range of RSRP values, the RSRQ, you can see the RSSI, we don't have any data there, the SINR is there. You can compare that to the other networks across all the different metrics. It is so cool. It is so cool. And yeah, it's just, I mean, look, like the Longmont Hospital is here. I'm sure there's a tower on the Longmont Hospital now, right? One tower. What's also really cool, I mapped out this area. This area is horrendous coverage in Longmont. Truly awful. What's interesting, 7 towers. This is like a carrier's nightmare. There are 7 towers that reach this location, but they are all so weak that performance is so bad. Of course, that's just T-Mobile. We can switch over to AT&T. Even worse, which tracks 2 towers. Again, it's just like overlapping coverage. That one's 1 tower, 2 towers, 10 readings. We can check out Verizon, also horrible in this area. 3 towers, again, it's just that overlap. But you can see, like, okay, there's probably like a Verizon tower here. There's probably something here. Something's going on here. Like, that's kind of interesting. Something's here. This is great. -54, like something's going on there. This -54, like something's going on there. And you can kind of like overlap this with the speed test data. So if we actually do, I think upload speed highlights it as pretty good as well. You can see like, oh, this kind of lines up. Like where the best upload speeds are is where there are likely towers. And it matches up with the signal strength data. It is so cool. It is so cool. I do need to redrive a lot of this. So the data's a little stale. But yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, so that's the signal strength map. It's live. It's completely free. There's no pro subscription required. You just get this. And background mapping, privacy focused. It is opt-in only. So you have to choose to sign up. You can pause it anytime. You can set how frequently it's collecting data. I think it's pretty cool, so I hope that's helpful. Ryan is saying, speaking of which, I just did some T-Mobile signal mapping in Riverside, California with my new Pixel 10 plus a year of service from Mint Mobile. Thanks for releasing that feature. Now I carry 2 phones. Yo, he is joining the 2-phone club. Ryan, I appreciate you as always. You are fantastic. What plans do you use for speed testing? Jeb, all of them. No, on a serious note, I have Verizon Unlimited Ultimate, T-Mobile Experience More, and AT&T Unlimited Premium. Those are my plans I use for speed testing. If I'm on a budget, then I'm using Visible Base will work, Visible Plus will work, Cricket will work. Mint is phenomenal on the T-Mobile network, so I'll use that. But those are really the ones that I've been using for speed testing. Anonymous Stetson, yes. Hey, maybe it's the Claude Stetson, the Stetson GPT. He's out there. He's collecting stuff. Any connection to CellMapper? I don't know if they have an API or anything, but this is a separate database. That's correct. This is a completely separate database. Ground zero, no affiliation with CellMapper. CellMapper is an incredible project. Love everything that they're doing. And we're trying to build something that's also incredible and hopefully helpful to people and a little bit easier to understand visually. And with a cool new interface. It's like a new take on crowdsourced signal strength data. And you can start to see the United States is getting filled in. We have only launched this. We launched it last week, Wednesday. It's only been live for under a week now. We already have 2 million signal strength readings live right now on the map. You can go ahead and check out. And what's super cool is the map updates in real time. So as people are using the tool and collecting, look, people are driving all around the country. This is insane. This is insane. Oh my gosh, they're going everywhere. Georgia's getting mapped in. We've got, where is this? North Carolina is getting data points. It is so cool to start seeing this map totally filled in. Of course, we're looking at the heat map now. We can do the carrier map. This is all T-Mobile is what we're looking at. AT&T is getting filled in. And we're getting Verizon data filled in as well. It is so cool. Someone did a big road trip through Vegas. Like, wow. Wow. Like, I love it. I love it. I will say, I think the heat map is like way more detailed. So definitely appreciate that. Yeah, this is awesome. I think this is awesome. Obviously, I, co-founded this, but there you go. Totally should look at Kansas City. Is that right? United States, Kansas City. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's getting mapped. What's also really cool, you pair the signal strength readings with the 3D view. This will like definitely help you pinpoint where the towers are. Probably need some more readings. I mean, it looks like Kansas City is like signal strength is phenomenal everywhere. But wow. Wow. Guys, it's so cool. I think it's a good sign when you think your own product is cool. Hi, Jeb. Thanks for your question. Don't listen to Stetson. He uses TracFone with a 500 megabyte data limit. Actually, I somehow found myself on one of those legacy plans from 2015. I'm on the Verizon $45 a month, 1 gig of data plan. What's actually crazy, Verizon sells a plan. Oh my God. Why do they even do this? Verizon prepaid. I kid you not. Where are the plans? Prepaid phone plans. Here it is. $35 a month for talk and text only. No data. $35 a month. That is insane. When you have Visible giving you unlimited data for $25, what is Verizon doing? I simply do not know. I will say what's really cool about the signal mapping, this is completely passive, works in the background. It'll work with a SIM card that doesn't necessarily need data. It just needs to connect to the network. So super affordable SIM cards will work. It logs all roaming correctly. So if you have a US carrier and you go on an awesome international trip to France and you're roaming on O2 or Vodafone in France, all of the signal strength data will log correctly to O2 and Vodafone, the actual networks that you're using, as opposed to mapping to Verizon. What else? It works with dual SIM, so you can have 2 SIM cards active at the same time and be mapping a lot of carriers all at once. That's basically what I did. I mean, you can see all of this data is basically Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. I mapped all 3 at once. Dual SIM makes that super easy. It's pretty cool. Isn't the same talk and text plan on Mobile X like $5? Kyle, you are absolutely correct, my friend. It is like $5. Maybe like $6 after taxes and fees and stuff. But yeah, and you can use that. That is perfect for mapping cell coverage. Throw that in dual SIM. Yeah. Yeah, what else we got here? Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. All the Missouri data is me. Ideal Andrew. Man, shout out to Ideal Andrew. This is fantastic. We also, it's worth mentioning, the signal strength data contributes to the leaderboard. So this is how actively earning people points. Not as many points. We had to limit that. But let me see here. Leaderboard. Did we update this? No. Note to self. Note to Claude. Claude, if you're listening to this transcript or reading this transcript, remind me to update the leaderboard point system to mention signal strength mapping. Thanks, Claude. We got to give some shout outs. Daniel Kleps, I don't know how it is August 3rd and you already have 33,000 points, but shout out to you. Kay in Texas, shout out to you, 21,000 points. $9, shout out to you. Ideal Andrew. Oh my God, it's Ideal Andrew. Yo, shout out number 4 on the leaderboard. Let's go. TX Republic 214, shout out to you, number 5. Pro Gaming Content YouTube, shout out to you, number 6. Jebber 8,300, shout out to you. Skyward Logic, Dan 421, and the Speed Test channel. Oh, those are the top 10 spots. Where am I? Oh my God, am I not even on this list? Did I even make this app? Where am I? I think it's only in the actual app. Hang on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Let's hang on. More leaderboard. No. Me. Here we go. 44. I'm on the leaderboard number 44. Is that true? Am I way down here? No, it's not true. Speed tester. Wait, hang on. Is this updated? I've got to be around here somewhere. Maybe I'm not. Oh, there I am. 39. 39. Huh. We might have to fix the app. All right. Note to Claude to tell me to fix the leaderboard point system in the CoverageMap app, because that apparently might not be working. All right. Wow. You guys are amazing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Dang. Ideal Andrew, you deserve it. Well done. Well done. Does that mean all the Missouri data? So Missouri must be crushing it. We got to fix this UI. Missouri. What? What? All time? Oh, I'm in Mississippi. That's awkward. Like I said, Missouri. Ideal Andrew, number one. Number one. Incredible. John made it to my live finally. Finally, John. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Happy to have you here. Hey, Stetson, thoughts on Boost Infinite access plans going away? Boost Infinite. Boost has just been a nightmare, right? What happened? Well, T-Mobile bought Sprint. Sprint owned Boost. One of the stipulations was, oh, Boost is going to become the fourth biggest, largest wireless carrier. So Boost is going to get bought by Dish. Dish is going to own Boost, and they're going to grow it to this fantastic fourth biggest wireless carrier and build their own 5G standalone network. Did that happen? Well, they did build their network, to the credit, but then it failed so hard. They had Boost Mobile. Then they took the Boost Mobile brand, which in my opinion was already a little old and stale at that point. Then they launched Boost Infinite, which was hella confusing because now you got two Boosts. Boost Mobile prepaid, Boost Infinite postpaid, but they're both Boost, and everyone just said Boost anyway, and you couldn't tell what they were talking about. Then they were like, that's a bad idea, so they rebundled Boost Infinite back into Boost, and they called the plans the Infinite Access for iPhone plans. Yeah, that was a nightmare. Branding wise, they 100% should have done something totally different. The network was really cool. I was stoked on that. And then the Infinite Access plans were nothing special. It was basically like, yeah, instead of getting our $25 unlimited plan, we'll sell you basically the same plan for $65 and throw in a quote unquote free phone. But the reality is you were just paying for the phone bundled in the plan. It wasn't competitive. It wasn't good. It was initially kind of appealing because $65 a month for a phone and service isn't necessarily a bad deal, but it's just way better to, here, I'll show you what's way better. It's literally drives me crazy. Go to Visible, right? Look, you can get unlimited for $19. Phenomenal. Happens to be a great time. And we'll go to shop all phones. Let's say you are ballin' and you want iPhone 17 Pro Max. Would you look at that? $33.31 a month. So you could pay $19 for the service and then $33.31 for the phone. Let's add in some taxes and fees on that phone. Net cost, roughly $55 total for both the phone and service. Whereas Boost Infinite was $65 plus tax, $67. It simply wasn't a good deal. It simply wasn't a good deal. So it makes a lot of sense why they're discontinuing it. They actually got ripped from Apple's website. I don't think I've seen anything, like in my opinion, I don't even know what the right word is, like embarrassing. I don't know. I'm ripping on Boost pretty hard right now because I'm upset because they killed an amazing network and are now just an AT&T MVNO. And it's like, guys, what are we doing? Previously, they were here. Carrier deals at Apple. There was a big Boost logo. It was sick. It was awesome. Gone. I actually don't know if that's Apple getting rid of them or if that was Boost doing it to themselves. I think Max, shout out to Max, he actually had a tweet about this. Boost used to be there. Carrier deals at Apple. There's the Boost Mobile logo, and there was Boost Mobile. But it's gone. It's just Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. The big three The big three back at it again. Crazy. Call me Nino. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. Ever had any regrets signing up for a year upfront with an MVNO as opposed to going monthly at higher monthly plan, but have the flexibility to shop around? Let me think about this. So when I signed up for Mint Mobile, initially I was in college, and that was a great time to commit to an annual plan because I'm in the same place basically all year on campus. I had campus Wi-Fi. It was fantastic. It was above average. It was okay. I had it though. I had campus Wi-Fi, so I wasn't using a whole lot of data. T-Mobile service throughout Ithaca, New York worked great. And then I was at home. So I was really only in 2 spots. Totally fine to commit for the year. I did commit, I think, to a year of US Mobile. I haven't really had too many regrets. I think at one point, I feel like I have a memory of like service not working great in a certain area, but it's really easy to justify because you're like, I saved so much money getting the annual plan, and like this one zone is a minor inconvenience, and like I'll be fine. And with US Mobile, you have the flexibility to switch networks. So for me, not really. I know with other people, like sometimes they'll miss out on deals and stuff, but I really wasn't a deal shopper. I was really, let me get a plan that meets my needs at just a good base monthly rate, and let me stick with that. And that's kind of what I've done. I think if you are signing up for an annual plan, first and foremost, try the network first. I actually don't think I did that with Mint. I think I just signed up and was like, this is it. But I had tested out T-Mobile and known what T-Mobile service was like, and so I knew it was going to be fine. Whereas if you're signing up for the first time, you want to try the T-Mobile network first before you commit to something like Mint. If you're going to do US Mobile, I think it makes a whole lot of sense to do the annual because you can literally switch networks if it doesn't work, right? So the risk is basically zero. If the service doesn't work, then worst case scenario, oh gosh, US Mobile, why do you do this to me? If the service doesn't work, you can literally switch networks. It costs $2 to switch networks on unlimited starter. You might even get your first 2 for free. Unlimited premium, you get free network transfers, so it's a non-issue. If you sign up on T-Mobile and it's not good, you switch to AT&T. Or you sign up on AT&T, you realize it's not that great, you switch to Verizon, right? So US Mobile I think is fine. Mint and the others, that's where sometimes it can make a difference. I think with Mint, one time I signed up for back in the day, I think it was like a 3 gig plan, or maybe it was, I think it was like 3 gigs, or maybe this was when it was 4 gigs, and it wasn't enough. And I was like, oh man, like I kind of regret that. But on Mint, you can upgrade at any time, and you just pay the difference. And I did that once. And I think I did a video on it, like how to upgrade your plan on Mint Mobile. So that really wasn't a big deal for me. But yeah, it's really personal preference. I think for a lot of people, if you feel like you're going to be in the same place, the annual plans have the savings. And it genuinely, in my opinion, it is really nice not having to think about your phone bill every month. Like you just got an email from Mint that's like, yeah, you got the no bill chill life. Like you already paid it. Genuinely super nice. And then once a year, it stings quite a lot. But that's just the nature of it. So yeah, hasn't been an issue for me. Best time to sign for an annual plan is Black Friday. Yes, Black Friday. I agree. That's generally where it is. US Mobile got some deals during Black Friday's November. That's true. Jared, why doesn't signal strength map work on iPhone? It's because Apple doesn't give us access to the signal strength data. There's simply no way for us to get it. And so we can't get it and we can't map it. Simple as that. Android, praise Android. They make it possible. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Samsung, for making it all possible. So, all right, Jack with a super chat. Thank you so much, Jack. Generally appreciate your support. I'm on a Verizon multi-line plan with a loyalty discount, paying $10 for Welcome, plus about 28 cents for a Pixel 10 Pro, and $7.95 for the absolute cheapest insurance. After tax, paying around $23, $24 a month. Is this a good deal? Well, it's not bad, Jack. It's not bad. Ideally, you want to be around that $25 price point, and you are, and that's fantastic. Is it the best deal? You know, maybe not. The Welcome plan itself, candidly, is not good, and you can get a better plan, but your overall package right now is quite good. I would encourage you to ditch the insurance. I don't think you need the insurance. Like, just grab a case and screen protector. You're probably good to go. And Pixel phones are so cheap. Like right now, here, let me give you some context why I suggest this. Right now, you're paying, let's round up. Let's call it $8 a month for insurance. 8 times 12 is $96 a year, okay? You probably upgrade your phone like once every 2 years. That's like almost $200 on insurance if you're upgrading every 2 years. And you can grab a, let's just do a Pixel 9. Hang on, Pixel 9. Yeah. Like, worst comes to worst and you need to buy a phone, like Pixel 9 for $300, maybe $350 in a little bit better condition. I don't think insurance is necessarily worth it. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. Otherwise, it is fantastic. You could get a better plan than Welcome, but your net bundle is really fine, so I wouldn't switch. The only other plan you would look at, right, so if you're doing Welcome, it's, geez. All right, well, hang on. Let's clear the comparison. I'll give you just a couple options to show you what the pastures are like in these other arenas, in these other plots of land. We need total wireless, total max, 5G, bring our own device. We need visible base. Cool. That seems good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nope, that's it. So what you have now is Verizon Unlimited Welcome. It's deprioritized. There's no hotspot. It's available as an add-on, 480p video streaming, and mid-tier international data. Okay? You can get the same. Let me actually rearrange these. Hang on. Compare. Let's do visible base. Bloop. You can get the same unlimited deprioritized data from visible base for $25 a month, $19 a month for 1 year with code SAVE6. Okay? Same deprioritized data. You're now getting unlimited hotspot data at 5 megabits per second, which is not bad, actually quite good. You can add a watch line for $10, taxes included, as opposed to $15 plus taxes and fees. And you're getting also mid-tier international roaming. So on a single line basis, visible base is a little bit better of a plan, but you're only paying $10 for Welcome, which makes it a fantastic deal, okay? If you wanted something a little bit better, total max 5G, this is one of the best plans available for $25. Upgraded from deprioritized data to unlimited priority. Same unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second, a little bit better video streaming at 720p, and then superb international roaming. It's a way better value plan, but it's $25 just for the service. And the fact that you're getting the service and the phone and insurance for around let's call it $24 a month, that's actually a great deal. Yeah. I mean, if you want to save money, I would just can the insurance and call it a day. But yeah, I can't complain with that. Like, it's not necessarily the best plan, but it is the best price for the service you're getting. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Interesting. Rob. So I've been on US Mobile for a couple years now. All right. And decided to try Verizon Simplicity. Okay. At first it felt more of a curiosity switch, but I'm actually noticing better service. Interesting. I wonder if it's related to 5G standalone or anything like that, or a change in priority level perhaps between the different plans. But yeah, very, very interesting to hear. Very interesting to hear. Mystic Q. I don't know what this is response to. No insurance, just buy a new phone. I kind of agree with that. IMO insurance is almost never a good deal on phones unless you're super destructive. I've never cracked a screen. Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. I did get US Mobile's insurance for my iPhone. It was $3 a month. Thankfully, have not used it yet, so they're making money off of me, for sure. I'm actually kind of shocked because Warp on US Mobile was good. I'm not sure the specifics of it, but Simplicity at $36 total after taxes and fees seems like a no-brainer even when compared to US Mobile. I kind of disagree. I think US Mobile, I mean, not even US Mobile, but Total Wireless, the Total Max 5G bring your own device plan. Like, I think this is a better value than Simplicity. You know, saves $11 a month, great options, really good option for a tablet line, fantastic international roaming features. Simplicity is good for 1 or 2 lines, but for families, I think it kind of falls apart. iOS 40, they'll start allowing cellular sharing cellular statistics for third-party apps. Yeah. What I did notice recently, what phone has it? I don't think any phone nearby has something I can share. Maybe I can share this. I'll do, what am I looking for, you guys? It is called Field Test Mode. You can now officially open, okay, that is perfect. Here we go. You can now officially open Field Test Mode as an application. Let me dim that down a little bit. You can use an Apple shortcut to open Field Test Mode. Focus, camera, focus, focus. It's your one job. There it is. To open Field Test Mode. And because of that, I think it will be possible to have a button in the CoverageMap app to automatically just go ahead and open Field Test Mode. So I will be looking into that. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't log any of the information, even though Field Test Mode has it. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Hi, Stetson. This is Brian from Madison, Maine. I'm watching you on my brand new 27-inch touchscreen computer monitor. Brian, that is awesome. Hopefully you enjoy. That sounds like a really great monitor. 5G SA and Apple Watch support on MVNOs. It's really up to the carriers to support that. It's about the carrier bundle that's made available for the MVNOs and how that works. And part of it is Apple, too. Apple's a real pain in the butt, to be honest. In order to have your own carrier bundle, you need to purchase a certain volume of iPhones from Apple. And the reason you see Xfinity, Spectrum, Cox Mobile, all the bigger cable companies supporting Apple Watch on their plans is because they order those iPhones and get their own carrier bundle. In terms of 5G standalone support, that I think is up to the big carriers themselves to make that available for the MVNOs. So someone's going to call that number. Thankfully, that is my test number. But yeah, we just got Google Fi at 70% off. Is that the best option? Yeah. Well, if you can't beat that, you can't beat that. Why does T-Mobile only use IPv6 native with IPv4 on emulator while AT&T and Verizon use dual stack networks? Arush, that is a fantastic question that I simply do not know the answer to. Jared, is there actually a difference between Verizon Simplicity and Visible Pro? Pro, is one better than the other for actual service? Like I am I going to notice a difference in coverage quality if I switch? No, not really. The only real difference is 5G standalone support. So Verizon Simplicity does support 5G standalone, and I also think it gets that dedicated network slice for video calls. So those are minor differences that could impact your network experience a little bit, maybe. But coverage-wise, they share the same footprint. Visible appears to support roaming, so no, I don't think you're going to notice a difference in coverage quality if you switch. Isn't a lot of previously missing features from a lot of MVNOs being added to the generic carrier bundle in iOS 27? iOS 27 added in, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Can't remember. It did add in something. I think it was RCS messaging is what it added or something like that. But yeah, they weren't really missing too many features. It used to be back in the old days when I was reviewing plans. It was visual voicemail and group messaging and picture messaging. Those were ones that were often not supported. Very quickly, the MVNOs started supporting group messaging and picture messaging. What is that? MMS messaging. That became supported. Visual voicemail was still sometimes a hit or miss. That is now mostly supported by MVNOs, but not always supported. And then RCS was the big one. And I think iOS 27 fixed RCS. It might have actually been iOS 26. Interesting. iOS 27 has T-Mobile wholesale and Verizon MVNO carrier bundles in beta. Very interesting. Does Total bring your own device have standalone? No, I don't think Total has standalone yet. Which is best bang for my buck, Mint Mobile or Visible? I'm with T-Mobile now on an iPhone 16e, paying $17 a month. Best bang for your buck is going to be Mint Mobile. The reason is because Mint is offering their plan for $15 a month right now, $180 up front. That means you're going to get the exact same coverage that you're used to, same T-Mobile coverage, but you spend $180, you get service for a year. That is an insane deal. If you did want to pay monthly, that's where it makes sense to go with Visible, because Visible has a promo going on where you can get Visible Base for just $19 a month for a year. That's with code SAVE6, and that's going to be the best month-to-month option. So definitely worth checking that out. Will you ever cover business plans? I administer our company's Verizon business account, and I've always wondered about other business plans from AT&T and T-Mobile. Nicole ask 516. That is a great question. Hopefully. I'm like, Nicholas K? Wait, no. Maybe that is it. Nicholas K 516. Forgive me. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. Yes, I intend to, but realistically, it's not going to be for a while. I would just say, like, drop me an email or something if you are curious and I can take a look. Yeah, I think you'll get different rates depending on how many lines you have. And there are definitely different options to consider. One that could work depending on your business's needs is like a US Mobile business plan, right? So US Mobile, they have a dedicated business plan website. No real difference except maybe better support, two slightly different plans. They also have, where's the, here, we'll just do the consumer side. The pooled plans or the by the gig can be fantastic. So you can do, like, literally, no joke. Let's say you have 1,000 lines. I guess 100 lines. Can we do over that? 500 lines? How about 999? 99 line. Okay. Is 100 the max? 200, 92, 100. All right. You can get 100 lines, 20 gigs of shared data, right? Like $827 a line. 20 gigs probably isn't enough for 100 line. Like 100 gigs, maybe each line only needs 1 gig. Some lines are being used more than others. It all shakes out. 947. You know, maybe you need, let's say, 200 gigs. Like this ends up scaling is what I'm trying to say. And so it could be an option worth considering. US Mobile also allows mix and match pricing. That's a great point. You can throw the higher usage lines on the unlimited plans and then throw all the light usage lines in a shared pool and call it a day. They do have their dedicated business plan site. Hang on. Business. Boom. Perfect. US Mobile for Business. They've got a dedicated number you can call. They do, look, this drives me crazy. Their business premium is advertising Priority Plus only on premium, and it doesn't exist. I feel like that should not be allowed. I want to take a stand on that. That should not be allowed. It's what it is. I don't think you should advertise a feature that does not exist. Anyway, that's my rant. These are slightly different, very similar to the regular consumer plans though. So yeah. We have 78 lines, mix of unlimited shared data plans and a bunch of 5G routers and IoT things. Yeah, I think US Mobile could be a good fit. I probably can't help you much more outside of that because I think it would come down to exactly what lines you have and then going to each operator and just like getting quotes out. That could be legendary. The business plans are a bit different. So Business Starter, it's more or less the same as Unlimited Starter, but it's $5 more and comes with priority data instead of being deprioritized. And then Business Premium is $5 more, and I don't see a difference besides the Priority Plus, which we know doesn't exist, and I guess the dedicated business support. So, man. Priority Plus is coming soon to Business Premium plans. Once available, your Business Premium plan will be updated automatically. This is actually, I'm kind of feeling upset by this. This has, no joke, been on the site probably since the start of the year and obviously hasn't shipped yet. So yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. It's one thing to talk about features that don't exist before they come out on Reddit. It's another thing to do on the business page. Yes, yes. And it's the business page. Like, what? What are you doing? This is for businesses. Are there any MVNOs that pay off phones to switch? Unfortunately not. MVNOs don't really have that in their budget. So, yeah, they do not do that. Hang on, there we go. I'm on Mint Mobile yearly, but it's about to end. Any good yearly deals? Great question. I would say switch to a monthly plan. Visible comes to mind with their current promo. $19 a month with code SAVE6. This is a month-to-month option. This will get you into that Black Friday arena area. And then once Black Friday comes in 3 months or whatever, oh my God, it's so soon. Why is this year flying by? Then you can go ahead and take advantage of a Black Friday deal. Another option, this actually might be even better. If you're happy with Mint, oh, this is really good. I'm happy with this suggestion, ladies and gentlemen. If you're happy with Mint, you want to go with Tello. Tello uses T-Mobile for coverage, and they have super affordable month-to-month plans. So you can grab Tello. They just had a promo on their 10 gig plan where it was $10, but I guess it's 15 now. Still, 10 gigs for $15, phenomenal plan. Use this for like 3 months. Then you will be primed to take advantage of a Mint Mobile plan, a Visible deal, or a US Mobile deal come Black Friday. So that's what I'll say. In no time, it'll be 2050. Taylor, no, don't say things like that. Oh my God, 2050. What will I be? I'll be 33 in 2030. And so 2050, I will be 53. That was way easier than, I don't know why I made that so hard on myself. That's insane. Let's not think about that. Definitely need to get quotes, but getting a $50 iPhone 17 on a 2-year contract with unlimited data for only $40 a month is a steal to me. Yeah, I guess that could be true. I would consider separating the devices and the service plans personally, because I think there's a lot of money to be saved, particularly if you're open to refurbished devices and stuff like that. I mean, I think about back market, right? Like $550 for an iPhone 15 Pro. You can trade in your old phone. Boom. So you can search for a device. Let's say everyone's got iPhone 13s that you're getting rid of. You trade that in and boom. Yes. Rear camera works. Confirm. Continue. Oh my gosh. What happened? Why did they make this? Oh, I can't remember what I said yes to. Hopefully it's not cracked. This is probably super low because I think I said it was cracked. Hang on. Are there any cracks? No. Any dents? No. Scratches? No. Micro scratches? No. This thing is perfect. Still $41. Anyway, back market can handle the upcycling and trading into phones and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Food for thought. It's also like if you have a business, you're probably making good money and it might not really matter that much. So it really just depends. I would say if you're getting that around $25 a line, even lower, like you're probably good. You're probably good. Let's see. Tommy is saying in 2050 we'll be on the iPhone 43. Oh my God. What are they going to do? Are they going to do it? Well, what's crazy is we'll be on the Galaxy S50. Nuts. Nuts. Do you think Apple will try to use their own modems in the iPhone 18 series and make a mess like they did with the Intel modems? Yes, they will use their own modems. No, I don't think they're going to make a mess. This baddie right here. Nope, that's the wrong one. This baddie right here, iPhone. Is this the 16E? Is this the 17E? What is this? I think it's the 16E. I really need to get rid of this. What am I even doing with this? About 16E. It's the 16E. I was going to show that, but it's got like the serial number on that. You don't need to know that. Apple C1 modem actually works quite well. iPhone Air. C1X modem works quite well. I think it's going to be fine. The C2 modem is going to be great. Tommy, send me your 16E so I can use it for Pokemon Go. Tommy, you don't have any other phone to use for Pokemon Go? I need to trade it into Apple is what I need to do. I think maybe I'll speed test again, get some data points, and then trade all of this stuff into Apple and just like call it. You know what I mean? I don't need 10 iPhones. It's insane. Remember when Apple ditched Intel? Now look at them. They make the best mobile processors. I'm sure it'll be the same with modems. It'll be good. It'll be good. Is Total Wireless the best way to get QCI? I'm assuming QCI 8 on Verizon. It is one of the most affordable ways and definitely a great option. The other options would be here. Look, we can just do this. Is so easy. Oops. Oh man. Wrong browser window. Bestphoneplans.net. Plans. All right, we're going to do coverage, Verizon, data, unlimited, features, priority data. Boom. These are the best picks. Visible, Total Wireless, Xfinity Mobile. Yeah. These are the best. Simple as that. Visible Plus, US Mobile Unlimited Premium, Total Max 5G, one of the more affordable ones. And shout out Xfinity Mobile. Considering you can get this free for a year, that is genuinely insane and perhaps one of the best options. So that's what I'll say. I have tons of phones. That's not the point here. What's not the point? What do you mean it's not the point? What are you going to do with this 16E, Tommy? How come this is the dedicated Pokemon Go phone? Is it the size? Is it the form factor? The single camera? Man, it's like annoying how good this looks. That looks so clean. So clean. Not many people remember this, but Apple bought Intel's 5G modem business years ago, and it seems like that is what makes up the foundation for the Apple C1. It's true. We remember that, Tommy. We remember. Or at least we're going to say we remember. Yeah, that is crazy. Xfinity and Spectrum might merge soon. Both have been deeply in the red for a long time. I'm raising an eyebrow to that. Not sure if I believe it, Max. But it could be true. Could be true. Pokemon works best on iPhones. There it is. Apple also used to have a phone called the Newton before making iPhones. Very ugly. It looks like a card reader. I remember that too. Well, I remember other people talking about it. I don't actually remember it. There is no evidence they will merge. I don't think there's no way. Those two companies are crazy. Oops, you guys are chatting so fast. What are good alternatives to Experience More, or is it a great plan for 4 lines? Experience More is fine for 4 lines. Here, this is the best way I can illustrate this. For one of my family plan videos, I did this. Phoneplancalculator.com/family calculates effectively the 3-year totals based on how many lines you have and what devices you have. And so you've got 4 lines. And let's say you're getting the Pro Max model iPhone, right? Every 3 years. You could save a lot of money. Actually, now that I say that, you could save a lot of money by getting everyone off of that and onto a $25 prepaid plan. Yeah, that might actually be the move. It's not horrible though. Experience More, $8,243. It's fine. I'm not going to say it's great. It is definitely a good plan feature-wise. And this does not account for the value that you get with Experience More. We actually just added this to Best Phone Plans. So let me show you Experience More. We added in the perks. And this is something worth considering. So perks, where are this? I know we added it. Well, maybe I haven't added it on the back end, so I need to do that. I'm sure I probably added it with some of them. Wait, hang on. Add to comparison, compare. Do I have it here? No, I don't have the perks. All right, I have to fix the perks. But T-Mobile, you get Netflix included. You get AAA. Free in-flight Wi-Fi was like low-key a perk. There are other Apple TV. There are other things that can make it worth it, especially for 4 lines. So it's not necessarily a bad deal, but you could save money if you had everyone buy out their phones, go with a prepaid option. I think for 4 lines, the best pick would probably be if you wanted to keep T-Mobile coverage. We'll just bump this up to 4 lines. Data unlimited. Call it a day. We've got, dang, the Mint deal is insane, right? You could get 4 lines on Mint. It's hefty upfront cost. 180 times 4. $720. But after you pay the $720, that's service for everyone for a year. Insane. Great deal. Then you've got, these are all sponsored. Where are the non-sponsored? Total starter, that one's fine. I would probably do Metro by T-Mobile. This is what I wanted. The $40 unlimited plan. Unlimited data, it's deprioritized, no hotspot, but really good price. Total max 5G. This is a great price, $105 for 4 lines. Geez. Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad plan. The $50 unlimited plan for Metro is probably pretty good. Net cost. You just got to do the math out. Depends what you have, what you're looking for. Honestly, phoneplancalculator.com might be the savior here. Let's cancel. How do I reset? Reset the demo. Perfect. Customize now. T-Mobile. Boop. Continue. 4 phone lines. And then you can choose what device everyone has and what they're upgrading to. How frequently they upgrade. Continue. Do zip code. And you can see, and then let's do data unlimited and see what we get. Yeah, total starter, visible base, the $25. That $25 price point is going to be really good. And if you bring your own device with Metro, that's fantastic. If you don't need unlimited, if you don't need hotspot data, the Metro $40 unlimited plan is great. Cricket Select Unlimited, that would be good. Total Max 5G, that's fantastic if you get good Verizon coverage. AT&T is a surprisingly good deal. And then, yeah, like experience more for the scenario we plugged in. Not that much more expensive than the $50 Metro plan. So it's not bad. That's what I'll say. It's not bad. Ooh, Tommy's saying, I'm pretty sure Xfinity and Spectrum are both owned by the same parent company. In that case, a merger would be likely. Huh. That's crazy. No, yeah. That's what I thought. Xfinity is the consumer brand of Comcast. Spectrum is the consumer brand of Charter Communications. Yeah, okay, cool. Does Xfinity Mobile Plus $45 worth it? Yes, absolutely. I just got the new Verizon Simplicity plan for $30 a month. It's nice. Yeah. I just got the new Verizon Simplicity plan for $30 a month. It's nice. Yes, it is pretty good. Nashville here, Verizon QCI just doesn't work. AT&T doesn't either unless you get Turbo. T-Mobile works best, but only QCI 6 with 5G SA. That's crazy. Maybe I should go to Nashville, do some priority testing. Yeah, the Verizon Simplicity plan is probably what your mom wants, Nicholas. So check that out. If she brings her own device, should be like $30 a month, but make sure it is. If it's 45, then don't do that. That would be amazing. Congestion here is a beast. All right, I am noting that. Nashville, Tennessee. Maybe I'll book a trip around it. If you have specific locations or times of day, let me know. I'm like, should you send me an email? This could be a good video. Business expense trip to Nashville? Like, I'm down. Sign me up. I'm writing it down. This is going in a paper notebook. Nashville, Tennessee, priority testing. Boom. Written down. Brian, it might happen. Have you looked at Popcorn Mobile's plan for international? I have not. I should get them on the site. I think they're almost out of beta. I do follow the subreddit, and it seems like they're making good improvements. Like they're available for Android now. Any plans to do a global leaderboard to CoverageMap in addition to the per country ones? I will ask about that. I would say low probability, but not necessarily out of the question. Cool. What else we got? Yeah, consumer. Yeah, Verizon Simplicity is pretty good. Its regular price is $45 a month. If you're a new customer, you can get it for $30 a month. If you get it for $30 a month, it's worth it. $45 a month, probably not worth it. That's my take. Although if you want your mom to just like be able to go to a Verizon store, like it's fine. You know what I mean? Not necessarily insane. Nick, see Discord DM as the stream ends. Nick, I got you. Thank you. Yeah, we should wrap up the stream. I'm getting tired. I'm fading fast. I saw the new Spider-Man movie last night. It was phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen it. Poor Goffle says it's about time to get Union Wireless. $100 a month for 100 gigs, then data stops after. Oh my God. All right. I think on that note, we're going to call it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another Monday live stream. Appreciate all of you. If you enjoyed this stream, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing if you want to stay tuned for video content. Share it with a friend if you have friends. Yeah. Oh my God. Yo, this Spider-Man movie, high key, not even subtly, high key, a flat out ad for Samsung. There are Samsung phones all over the place, left, right, and center. Yeah, it is insane. It was funny as a tech enthusiast to see all the Samsung phones all over the place, but also like borderline cringe how key and prominent the placement was. I don't know. Are people going to buy a Samsung phone based off that? Like, just make a good phone. To Samsung's credit, they are good phones. But yeah, no, it was funny. Scott, dude, that was good. Thank you, Scott. That's it. All right, we're out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Check out the new signal strength mapping for CoverageMap. It's really cool. We think you're going to like it. It is Android only, but iOS users can view it too. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Check it out. I think it's really great. I think you guys are going to love it. Yeah, that's it. All right, we got to end this. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your Monday and a great week ahead, and I will see you next Monday.